Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to OG versus Vici Gaming. It is day number 2 here of MDL Autumn 2016 as we get underway. We are into game number 1 of the draft, a best-of-3 elimination showdown. I'm LD. I will be joined here by GoDz in a couple of minutes. He does have to restart our voice over IP program, but we'll get him in here soon. So for the meanwhile, rare Elder Titan sighting. Normally this hero is banned. Of course, the trade-off is that the Shadow Demon also gets through. Very unexpected stuff here in the draft. Normally both of these supports are banned, but hey, I guess if you're gonna let one through, it makes sense to let both through. So we'll try giving GoDz another call here. See if we have any better luck this time around. Apologies for the stream carousel, guys. We've had some issues with Twitch killing the rebroadcast, hence why we eventually made it onto BTS number 4.
Dire team ban.
And this does not seem to be working, so I may try a different program.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So to go with the Shadow Demon, we do see a Juggernaut. Of course, there's been a lot of cheese pushing with this duo. No X to bring the Jug back, but you can just Blade Fury, go hit the building, and of course you've got Shadow Demon who can disrupt that Juggernaut, create some good illusions. So Vici Gaming starting off on the dire side here. As for OG, they went into an Axe to follow up the Elder Titan, so great control. They've got reliable long-duration lockdown, even through that Blade Fury to deal with the Juggernaut. And I believe we do have GoDz on the line now. Hello, GoDz.
Greetings. Hello. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, just wonderful. How are you?
Oh, doing okay. Doing okay. The Australian football finals are on today. I'm missing it, but I would be missing it regardless. So.
Ay. Aussie football.
Look, there's Dota on. I'd rather be watching Dota than AFL right now, so it's all good.
You and almost 98% of the Twitch audience, I think.
Yeah.
Except the League fans, but they've already got something else to watch anyway. So Alchemist now getting banned out. Quickly recapping the draft, GoDz. Both Elder Titan and Shadow Demon making it through this time around, whereas they are, I think, almost every game have been first phase banned from what we've seen coming in.
Yeah, interesting. I guess the Kunkka after yesterday's performance from a few different Kunkka players has kind of been elevated into that, hey, we're going to ban this first. And for Vici Gaming, I think the strat is actually, let's ban out some of Honor's best heroes, like Odie and Drow. Like, those are two of the heroes he's had the most success on. They even go on to ban the Morphling later on, probably knowing that OG is not going to first stage pick a Morphling. And suddenly you're forcing this new player playing on a new team, at kind of fairly new to the competitive scene, to play something out of his comfort zone. So Vici Gaming really targeting that one player with their bans.
Slardar now the choice for Vici Gaming. So dire side with the Jug, already pretty good at Roche. Now they get even better. Someone who can give them that reliable initiation. And generally with the Slardar picks we've seen, it's very boom or bust. Either you get a decent timing on the blink, you get your farm early, or you just struggle mightily. It's been very little in between for this hero so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see whether or not they can make the hero work or not for Vici Gaming. I mean, the Slardar Jug, this is just looking like a lot of aggression coming out. The Jug can benefit from the minus armor. We saw the Slardar Lifestealer yesterday and how fast-paced that could be, and OG immediately come up with a defensive support to respond to the Slardar pick. Something that can boost up their armor, can save against the Blink Crush initiations. Having the Dazzle can go a long way here. And it combos well with the Axe. I mean, you Blink Call, you have the Heal Bomb. It also gives your Axe some good sustain. And I like seeing these heroes paired together.
OG's turn to pick.
Lady Naga now the choice. They pick it into the Axe, but we've seen a lot more of the support Naga as of late. And then we saw the support that becomes a carry, Puppy Naga, of course, yesterday, which was a lot of fun. Not sure if that was the original game plan or more just a good adaptation and an opportunistic decision by him, but definitely a flexible pick, and especially running as a support, it's not like you have to worry so much about the Axe dealing well with the illusions.
Yeah, it's also going to keep OG guessing when it comes to their last couple of picks. The nice thing about the draft right now for Vici Gaming is that they've got the last overall pick, so OG have to pick 2 heroes in a row, not knowing whether this Naga is going to be a mid core Naga or a safe lane core Naga or a support Naga, and it really affects your draft and just your last two picks. If you know where that Naga's going, it's much easier to draft and decide what kind of playstyle and heroes to choose. But because you don't know where what the Naga's doing, it's very difficult, and you have to kind of pick and draft safer with these last two hero choices.
Storm now the choice for Team OG, so our likely Ana hero has been selected, and that really only leaves the no-till hero to be chosen here for OG, as I think almost certainly expect S4 to be playing that Axe in the off lane.
Yeah, that seems a good fit for him. Storm alone doesn't pack enough damage to run like an Axe in the safe lane in my mind as a core, so Sven will be banned out by Vici Gaming. That's more bonus armor, something that can fight really well into the Juggernaut and the Slaughter, so a good safe ban coming out from Vici Gaming. And doesn't really say much as to the Naga, whether it's a core or support. Vici Gaming themselves maybe just going to wait to see what OG pick before they decide whether Naga's a core or a support. They themselves may be thinking, let's just leave this open and flexible.
So, with the Sven ban, a hero that does quite well against Slardar, and I think more than anything else, and Jug is mostly a physical damage carry, so it's a no-tail special at this point, been a go-to hero for OG in quite a few matches. So I do like the ban, fits very well. OG, one more hero to remove, and most likely looking at a support hero. We've seen a little support Slardar, but generally, or sorry, no, I guess they have the Naga who can also play support. So I guess really depends on how they read this situation. We've seen mid Jugs, we've seen them run in the safe lane, we've seen support and carry Naga, we've seen Nagas that transition, we've seen a little support Slardar, though not so much lately, so it's not 100% clear which way Vici Gaming want to run it, but I guess I would say probably most likely it's an off-lane Slardar, and then they're looking for one more core would be my guess.
Yeah, the Jug can mid okay against the Storm, like that's not a terrible matchup by any means. Ghost is also really comfortable on the Jug, but I don't know if that's going to be the hero of choice. He's played a really good Invoker yesterday in the Game 3 Cider against MVP, so something that could consider picking up again. Combos fairly well with the Slaughter. You've got the Ensnare as well as a setup, but lots of options for Vici Gaming. They can pick a mid, they can pick a carry, they can pick a 4-position support if they want to do Naga core. This is super flexible, and OG actually banned out the Keeper. That suggests they're most scared of the Naga core, and that a Keeper of the Light would just make that Naga core that much harder to deal with.
Well, Terrorblade for OG, so they get someone who can really take down buildings. Sven also could have provided that. Vici don't have the best anti-Terrorblade heroes, but if it is a support Naga, I mean, there's Tinker out there.
Yeah,
it's not a go-to Vici hero.
Tinker or an Invoker could both be good. Tinker is like one of the ultimate TB counters in some ways. Not necessarily like to say, yo, you pick a TB, you pick a Tinker, TB is going to be useless, but it is one of the better 1v1 hero matchups as far as how they play out against each other in the mid to late game.
But he is not great against Storm, probably one of the best heroes to hunt Tinker. So
yeah,
they will opt to go Mirana instead. This hero's really fallen off in popularity since TI. Now, obviously, Starstorm did get that nerf, which reduces the effective damage output quite a bit, but it's still a strong hero, and I'm surprised we haven't seen a bit more of it, especially with the drop picks.
It seems the hero is more suited maybe to that 4-position role now. We're seeing it a bit more there. FY picks up here. Seen Yapzor play it a lot really well. Being able to roam around, pressure the mid lane, and also just not fall behind on levels and farm, because you can use that arrow to farm neutral camps as you're roaming around, like the enemy jungle, your own jungle, just pop a clarity, throw a few arrows, and suddenly you've won your team the lanes while hitting level 3, level 4 at a decent time just in the jungle. So it's effectively like a jungle roaming hero that secures you potential wins in the mid lane while jungling. It's really powerful when run in this 4-position way.
And with that, guys, we do get underway here. OG on the Radiant side, a best-of-3 elimination match as MDL starts to come down the home stretch. I'm just quickly going to fix my camera acceleration. And we get into it. So the early TP from Jerax, he will head down towards the bottom lane into the Roche pit. He's opting for the boots first on the other Titan. And Vici Gaming, meanwhile, under cover of smoke, they all creep down this way. It looks like Yang is the lone man being revealed. A bit of a bait from the looks of things. Want to act like it's just Yang going to ward. Maybe OG will take it. Jerax in the trees trying to set up. He does go in, and oh, hey, buddy, actually, I brought some friends. The arrow comes through. a perfect shot by FY, and OG will be giving up the first blood here. That was a crafty way to go for the smoke down the enemy jungle gods.
Yeah, bypassing the ward there, and I think ET is perhaps expecting someone to TP with a smoke to plant a ward, so he'd scout them out, but he did not expect 5 heroes there. Because if you got boots first on ET, you want to be in a position where you see them and you can still run away. When you're behind the tree line, you see them and they're in melee range. You have no chance to get away from. I mean, the Slider could have crushed him even. The Shadow Demon Disruption. There were 2 different initiation spells that can catch you out as a boots first ET. That just should not happen. But the smoke with the Observer ward completely, Jarek's kind of mind games himself there.
The battle
Yeah,
begins.
nice job by Vici overall to catch OG off guard. And with that, it is going to be No-Tail running the safe lane Terrorblade. Looks like Fly to assist him at least for the start of things here on the Dazzle. In the mid lane, Ana going to be playing the Storm. He will be laning against Ghost on the Naga, so it is in fact a core Naga. We were, discussing this a bit at the end of the draft. Like, is it support? Is it a core? Could go either way. And Vici and the end decide to run it as a core. Still, Storm, high base armor, good AoE, can deal somewhat effectively with those illusions. So it is going to be try on try bottom gods, and that's where we have to expect most of the action will be coming.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough lane for No-Tail and Fly. The disruption to arrow. You can try use those illusions, which No-Tail got at level 1 to bait out spells, block an arrow, but that in itself is not entirely reliable.
Yeah, in general, at this stage of the game, those illusions aren't very tanky, so already I think Vici Gaming have realized which ones are real, which ones aren't, and FY just patiently waits in the trees here. Now that Observer ward that OG has didn't see FY walk into the tree line, so they could potentially get caught out here as DDC just waits for the right opportunity. No boots on the jug yet. Already though with the heal skilled up, you won't have a shallow grave, so if someone gets caught out of position, disrupted into an arrow, most likely they do die. Not a whole lot of counterplay at level 1. And OG, for the time being, they have shoved the wave out a bit, but it does open up some fresh angles for FY, though there will be extra creeps to fight against. He goes from behind onto Fly, setting up, and it's just a chafing arrow for now.
He doesn't have leap though.
Trouble.
Okay, I was about to say, this is a bit of an odd... I guess canceling that clarity is really high value, because that's effectively like 2 heals that you just denied from Fly because it was a fresh clarity, but... interesting. Very kind of slow defensive play coming out from Vici in the tri lane, but they're waiting to find their moments. Both pull camps have been blocked, so this lane is just straight up, you've got the lane, you've got nothing else.
And the one lane we have yet to look at here is Yang playing the safe lane Slardar, but up against an Axe. Pretty awful lane for Slardar. He's actually done fairly well so far, GoDz, with 7 CS, but as the Axe continues to level, it only gets tougher with the additional points in counter healing. CS4 just confidently diving him, even tanking some tower shots here, and even diving him without creeps to get that spin proc on, now dragging the wave into the side camp, so kind of like the off-lane Darkseer picks we used to see where you'd like farm the camp as well as the lane.
Bottom lane, arrow.
Farm. And they found an illusion.
I come down as I see a disrupted thing, I'm like, oh, did they get someone? No, it's an illusion. But yeah, Yang's got the right items for the 1v1. Like, he had the double tangos plus salve and a stout, so he can tank his he can take the creeps under the tower. He's also got a point and bash. He's looking to fight S4 using this.
He might have a chance to kill him here with the crush, but no points in sprint though. Is he going to skill it up? He does opt to, and the spins come out the other way. In the manliness battle. Spin. Yeah, S4 is
when only Slada's hitting you and you get a first hit spin. That's some RNG.
Yeah, he did get the 1 bash, but didn't get any more after that when he really needed them.
Yang got unlucky. He got a bash under the tower that made him like miss 2 last hits in a row. Like that's when you're just like, man, why did I level up this bash? Because your last hitting gets screwed up when you get that bonus damage under your tower sometimes. But yeah, it happens. FY now positioned around this mid lane, perhaps thinking he can find a kill on Ana, but level 5 we could see Naga get ensnare. It's just very hard to bring down the Storm. 6 base armor, not an easy kill by any means.
Yeah. So overall, looks like Vici Gaming getting a bit less farm, but the one here they are slowing down a lot is No-Tail on the Terrorblade. Being denied experience, being denied levels. Yet to see the kills out of the offensive tri-lane here, just that early smoke play before the rune even spawned. Not really ideal.
Top S4's bullying. Yeah, he gets 2 spins in a row. That's going to really push him out of this lane. Suddenly S4's got complete control over this lane. Yang's out of regen, doesn't have mana for any more, only 1 more crush maybe. And S4 with his Ring of Health is just going to dominate this lane. He can creep skip. He can really bully Yang now.
I mean, to be honest, Slardar should not win the lane unless he gets really lucky. I think that's why we saw Yang playing aggro, hoping for the bash RNG before Guts deployed. An arrow, disruption combo in the mid lane, finds Ana, now goes to follow it up. He's pretty low here, and the Elder Titan's up. May allow him to disengage safely. Will he make it out? Not going to happen. They even forced the Jerax TP, but it's all for naught. He can get a little experience, but Vici Gaming, they've been roaming a lot more lately, and this one will be successful.
Yeah, this is like the old school Vici, you know, the FY and Fenrir, 2-hero roaming, SD Leshrax, SD Miranas. We're seeing it return here. FY is so comfortable playing this style, heavy roaming early on. We'll see if they can continue to find success in getting some kills early on in the game for Vici Gaming.
FY duking it out here with the man with a very large staple gun, just slowly slapping down FY.
I think at some point they have to focus a gank on top lane. Like, that Axe is playing so aggro, and Slardar only really needs like one hero. Like, one Mirana may be enough to get a kill on the Axe. You've got to go before the Vanguard. If he gets Vanguard up, you can't kill him.
There's a disruption in the mid lane, but Storm already level 6, able to ball away with the arrow. Not perfectly timed to follow it up.
S4 can actually buy his Vanguard. That's insane.
It's a very farmed axe.
Okay, never mind. Ganking Axe. Now you can't do it with 2 heroes. Now you need at least 3.
I don't know if you really want to. There's no one who can just sit top and farm against him either. Like, support Mirana obviously can't. Juggernaut, he can maybe live in the lane, but he's going to be under a lot of pressure with the spins as well as the junk damage, just ignoring his Blade Fury.
Jug might consider going up there when he hits 6 to get the kill, because you see this Axe Vanguard and you're like, okay, he's just going to keep staying in this lane, bullying the lane. If you can kill him with the Vanguard, it's really nice, because the blink timing gets slowed down even further. The Vanguard already means you're having a slow blink, so amp damage with Omni Slash, pretty solid for trying to kill an Axe, but
then your Terrorblade is going to farm a lot better. And No-Tail, he's already, the pressure's been relieved after that one move towards mid. So overall, OG, after a slow start, are right back in it with a gold, equalizing the gold, and now actually a significant advantage when it comes to experience. Things looking very good here for the boys in green.
They played this tri-lane just really defensively and incredibly well. Like, I'm looking at this like, oh gosh, they're going to give up some kills to an SD Mirana Jug, but No-Tail with the level 1 illusion always had good vision scouting, was able to bait out some spells, had it to kind of block the arrows. Again, we're going to see a disruption. How do you arrow this? The illusion's there. No-Tail's ready for this every single time, and OG's play in this defensive tri-lane has been just on point, shutting out any Vici Gaming aggression.
The lane's looking really good for OG, and if they ever try to make that move on the Axe, OG will take this tower very likely if the Metamorphosis is online. So for now, No-Tail just continues to chip away. Another arrow, having a fish, but No-Tail ready for that one as well. We'll just sidestep it, backs out. Vici Gaming just not getting enough done, it feels like. Though the one silver lining is Ghost is farming very well mid on the Naga. Iron Talon completed, has the Wraith Band with the Poor Man Shield, and now can start to work on that Relic.
I'd really like to see, you mentioned like if Jug goes top or something, they're going to push bottom with Metamorph. Now the Metamorph is down. Take the Jug top to kill the Axe. He's got the TP scroll. If he can hit he just hits level 6. To me, this is your time to send someone like Jug top, because you're not scared of the Metamorph pushing your tower.
Yeah, so I know a lot of you guys are joining us from BTS 1 now. Sorry, we had a bit of a kerfluffle trying to get the stream online on the main channel. But just to catch you up, this is game 1 of a best of 3. It is a lower bracket elimination match, so we'll have at least one more game after this. Losing team will be knocked out of the tournament. The winning team will play the winner of our next best of 3 coming up immediately after this one. Of course, I'm LD. I'm joined here by GoDz. And with that all out of the way, things so far looking pretty good for OG. They are giving up a lot of farm to the Vici Gaming Naga Siren, but they are getting great farm on S4, who had an easy 1v1 against the Slardar.
Here we go top.
And they are going to try to make that move you mentioned. They want to gank him, but backup is already inbound. Elder Titan getting into position. The Omni Slash there, and with the amp damage, unable to get off the Berserker's Call because of that arrow from FY. Prevented any sort of escape, and now they move on to Jerax. Vici Gaming finding the openings. Will they get any sort of follow-up bash here? Yang, no, not going to happen.
Oh, he didn't TP the Fountain. He TP'd outside. The Shadow Poison was still on him. He might still die even if he TP's Fountain, but it would have been a lot less like, what, level 2 Shadow Poison? He had 2, maybe 3 stacks. think he could have lived.
It was a
but-
close call there. It was a little
Yeah.
laggy on my end. So I saw him die. I was like, oh, he must have died before TPing and just not gotten the animation for it. But yeah, he did actually make it back.
Yeah, he had the grave TP, but poison. I don't know. Got to double click then TPs, I guess. Maybe his quick cast on, which is knowing Jerix as an Earth Spirit play, he probably uses quick cast.
No tell. With the gank on the mid lane, just trying to catch this tower out. And towers, they can't run, so despite the FY arrow. So onto Ana. No tell will secure that tower with the bottom tower at about half health. They'll march back under dire vision. He's got
That's
a
a cool little move.
duration on Metamorph.
Yeah, normally you see that, like, oh, okay, they TP top to fight, let's push our bottom tier 1 tower, but No Tell goes mid, and that's actually a more important tower to push than that bottom tier 1. Taking mid tier 1 tower is the hardest tower to push early, but the most valuable to push early, so I really like seeing No Tell switch it up and head mid rather than bottom there.
Yeah, I just like seeing a Terrorblade like get active. That's generally a hero that just sits in the jungle, stays in his lane. You come to push his tower, but it's a curveball from him. I guess the other thing for Vici Gaming they will be happy about, Elder Titan, only level 4 just now, almost 10 minutes in. Fly doing quite a bit better, but this is a support that needs his levels, gods. Even though you know generally he's not given as much farm priority or level priority as he used to be, and you know that 1 point in Echo Stomp is still pretty good, but you really want to max it out. Ideally, get the natural order leveled up.
Yeah. Meanwhile, dire supports have farm, have levels, and they're getting kills. I mean, DDC gets a solo kill with that near fountain kill. He's hit level 6 already, so it's looking a lot better in the Vici camp as far as the supports go, and also then they've got the Naga doing well. So as long as they can get a decent time on Slider's Blink, I think Vici Gaming are going to be pretty okay with how this laning stage went. I mean, they're up 4-0. The lanes have not been dominant from them, even though they've got this 4-0 kill lead. It's been S4's axe really causing problems, but just that one kill slowed down his Blink Dagger enough and gave Vici Gaming some breathing room.
S4 currently trying to complete the Blink, 500 gold to go. There's a Dire Ward to scout out what OG have lurking near this tower in the top lane. And we'll have to see if they look to take advantage of that vision. For now, Naga en route to the Relic, sitting at 2,500 gold, and has really not been contested at all this game. 92 CS. Of course, the trade-off has come elsewhere on the map. Meanwhile, Yang also closing on his Blink. So we're going to see both of those Blinks in short order, but S4 will get his first, and you know, with the Elder Titan as well as the Storm, they have some great initiation now on OG.
Yeah, OG likely to be looking to start having this Storm Spirit take part in some of these fights using the Axe initiation, and then you can follow up these pickups with the Metamorph to get some kills. Jerix is already keeping mid, perhaps to set up here, or look to just back up Ana a bit.
There's the song from Ghost.
No arrow.
So they disrupted. He had to leap to get the arrow trajectory, and by the time that he's able to let it fire, it was just too late. Storm able to jump away. Struggling a bit to find those arrow disruption combinations, but at the same time, OG, they're struggling to even find a kill. So despite their farm advantage, they are only slightly ahead at this stage. And another good news for Vici, still that tier 1 is alive after all is said and done. Despite the axe, Slider able to keep that tower up. That's very impressive.
Yeah, he's willing to tank a lot of damage there for his team, but finds it's still up for now. But No Tell showing up with Metamorph will make quick work of this tower. Slider's like, man, spent so much time and work protecting it from an axe, and then TB just comes along, ruins his day.
Goodbye tower, but maybe goodbye Ana as well. And this time the chain stun is perfect. As Yang combos with FY. The blink
That's the reveal. Yeah. Not expecting that as a Storm. I mean, you know it's like 12, 13 minutes maybe Slider has it, but you're also probably being told like, oh, Slider had a rough lane. He did have a rough lane, but he managed to maintain his farm very decently.
DDC here, gonna prep with a little disruption on the top lane, setting up for an arrow. The Purge comes through, but it's after S4 just shimmy to the north, so he dodges that arrow. Tower now very low, No Tail. About to lose the Metamorphosis, and Yang is gonna jump in directly into S4. The Weave is deployed. I believe it hit 2 heroes there, FY as well as Yang. And they continue pursuit, the amp damage, making him very nervous. They do have an Omni Slash available. If they can get in range here, might be able to bring down Fly. Might be able to bring down S4, but they safely retreat, and then a Radiant Scan used to cover the path of that escape. Nobody there. They'll make it away. Ana all the while trying to catch up a bit in the farm department. He is not with the team, off instead in the bottom lane.
Yep.
And we're going to try a quick reconnect here.
It's alright, not too much happening, I believe, unless you see some kind of pick off, but Slider actually going mid, maybe catches S4. Blink crush into an arrow, but S4's tanky with the Vanguard. Get some backup from the Dazzle. Dazzle going to look to turn this one around. It looks like S4 will survive the Blink crush initiation. They may turn this one around.
Oh, good Earth Splitter coming through. FY, he was slept, and now he's done for. Disruption a bit too late, it looks like. And now onto Yang. Ana's going to find 1, 2, make it 3 kills. He gets credit for 2 of them officially. And it's the 3 least farmed heroes on Vici, but it is still a lot of gold into the OG pockets. They move forward, looking now towards Ghost, who is scouted out. Could get stomped here as well. Trying to squeeze his way back to safety, a bit too far to dive that Naga. And they won't be able to delay her Radiance directly, but they do steal her stack.
This is a good Radiance timing if you can get it at 15, 16 minutes. So Ghost's going to be feeling pretty good about his current level of farm and probably telling his team, look guys, just don't worry too much right now. Yes, the Storm's coming online, finding some kills, but my Radiance is going to be kind of what can turn this game around.
So, with the way things have developed, OG now all but 2 towers taken down, and one of them is a half HP. Actually, excuse me, he did more damage to it, about a 10th HP. Tier 1 in the bottom lane, almost certain to fall in the next minute or 2. So GoDz, Vici Gaming are really going to be lacking on map control here.
Yeah.
Still, they've yet to take a tower. And that is a bit of a weakness of the lineup. The only hero that's decent at killing buildings is really the Juggernaut. How do they get back in this game?
Naga split push farm. I mean, this is going to become a typical Naga Radiance game, and that's going to be what kind of delays OG pushing any further. Has to try and push the lanes out. And the really, I think, most interesting about OG and their tower pushing is that they've not pushed a single tower in their safe lane. They have a Terrorblade, and they say, no, we don't care about these 2 bottom towers. They want to take over that dire jungle, because that's where Naga's going to maintain a lot of her farm. And especially the build up towards the Radiance, you need that jungle farm. So they're really trying to slow it down and pressure Vici Gaming by taking those towers around the dire jungle. But we're still going to see a decent time on the Naga Radiance, and yeah, the comeback is really just going to be in the form of a farm Naga Siren for Vici Gaming.
Well, Radiance is coming. Rest of the Vici Gaming squad not doing so hot, though, in the network department, with Yang falling significantly behind his opponent, S4, on the axe. And, of course, your Juggernaut, the appropriate counterpart here being on the Storm. Well, it's not even a contest. So, I mean, given that the lane matchups, you certainly... or sorry, I was comparing him to the Storm, I mean the Terrorblade. But either way, like their counterparts are farming very well. Jug, a decent flash farmer. Slider, not so much, though, and especially not when he's got that rough axe 1v1 matchup, so...
Yeah, and Jug unlikely to find much room to farm when Naga's going to start soaking up more of the farm on the map. You hit the Radiance, suddenly you farm faster and you take more camps. Then you hit the Manta, you're taking even more camps. So as the game goes on, there's going to just be less and less farm allocated towards that Jug.
And it's not really a game where you can expect FY to have an Ags at any kind of reasonable pace. Doesn't have a single component yet, and we're already 18 minutes in, nearly 17 minutes.
He's going to hit an arrow, but he's got to be careful. He's been caught out of it.
Gets the blink call, and now Ana balls in from behind. Now the follow-up, the pull through, good defensive disruption, but Ana, he can just lay down a Remnant here, look to finish him off, and even through the Moonlight Shadow, they will find the kill. OG, a nice pick there. The tower now down. That's 5 towers as they can zero in on their 6. And meanwhile, top lane, again, the blink calls. It's S4 with the blade now, solo killing, and CYF. Oh, they didn't even need a +1 to make that happen.
I love how S4's probably going like, I'm going to get this guy with the blink call, just someone TP and back me up. And then he's probably like, oh wait, I can solo kill this guy. No problem, guys. And that's unfortunate for Jug. Just, I mean, TPing over the trees there. Jug doesn't actually see the TP coming in from S4, even though it's on the same tower he's pushing, and easy kill for S4 there. Even without the spins, he would have had the backup to finish off the kill with Ana TPing in.
OG scouting things out now with the Astral Spirit, so it really feels like they begin to cinch the noose at this point. Like, Radiance is online, GoDz, but and you do have a Shadow Demon, so it's annoying Vici Gaming lineup to be sure, but I don't really see those other 3 heroes doing a whole lot. How do they even get out of the base right now? They don't have a great vision hero. There's no Bat Rider, no Beastmaster, and they have no tower, so their ability to project force and control their side of the map feels very limited.
It's only Naga who can really leave the base. Sometimes you play these Jug games where there's nothing to cancel a Blade Fury TP, but there's an axe this game, so even Jug can't just like solo split push a lane and expect to be able to Blade Fury TP out. He can get caught by an axe and then he's done for. So just Naga alone can push out lanes, and at this point, Vici Gaming are trapped in their own base. Naga Illusions can leave, but even that, if you're farming just with your Naga Illusions, you're not really you'll grow in farm, but you're not going to get levels. Like Illusions, you need to get like the level 16, even you just want levels for the stats on a hero like Naga. So right now, OG can just completely starve out Vici Gaming, and this game is going to come down to Vici Gaming making some kind of big smoke play out of their base to take a good fight if they want to try and take this. They can't just expect Naga alone to carry them.
Well, and on the note of starvation, S4 has BOTs, and you combine that with the Astral Spirit, you've got some real mobility for their #1 tempo controller. And not to mention the Storm, as you mentioned already, very mobile around the map. So, Vici Gaming starting to congregate here on the bottom side of the map, but OG are smoked, and they will be ready to greet them. They show only the Storm for now, and they creep in. Astral Spirit can allow for the backstab if they want to go for this, but instead it's the Crush to initiate onto Jarek. Song, follow-up, arrow coming through. The Song not quite right there as he backed away before the arrow connected. Omni Slash, though, will still finish off Jarek. And now the fight breaks out in earnest. Falling in onto Ghost. Can they bring down the Naga? She squirms away to the north. It's not going to happen. She falls in DDC. Likely to be next. Pummeled by nukes from Ana, and he too will fall. So 2 for 1 with the Song expended. And Storm now up to 15 Bloodstone charges.
Yeah, that's not the fight you want. It was a cute little play from Naga. Naga repositioned with the Song such that they woke up only one hero. So ET got woken up while everyone else was still asleep. And he's like, guys, what's going on here? He dies instantly. But realistically, with Metamorph, with Storm, with Axe, as farmed as he is, there was no way Vici Gamer were going to win an actual team fight, even with an early kill on the ET. So...
yeah, it's a little harder to time it perfectly with the sidestep as opposed to the just toggle on and off. So a little greedier, I would say, for the Naga. It doesn't work out there. FY now getting balled on, pulled back in. Can Ana finish him? Not quite. He jumps out and away, and S4 re-engages, gives the dunk to FY, slamming him down. And Yang now looking to chase to counterplay this. Has the blink available soon, but currently affected by an urn. The soul release preventing that blink forward, so he gives up the chase, and OG find another kill, another clean disengage. And still that Mirana Eggs a long, long way off.
Yeah, that's unlikely to come at any kind of time that's going to matter for Vici Gaming. And the only way you really farm it and finish it to me is if you somehow have a good, favorable fight. So they use this small little reprieve to try and take back some of their jungle, get a bit of farm on Yang, on End, finish off a 4-star, finish off anything at this point. Jug just wants probably a Manta style. It's really tough for any kind of item progression to come to these Vici Gaming cores outside of the Naga Siren. And we saw last fight, the Naga Siren only can do so much with just a Radiance.
Meanwhile, S4 continuing those starvation tactics as he will
Just
begin stacking the enemy Ancients for OG to farm.
Why not?
It's just a very well-constructed game plan here from OG, and
yeah,
I struggle to see how Vici get back into it, barring some major blunders.
This is, I mean, with the old Vici game with FY Fenrir, when they used to see this dual roam, eventually they stopped doing it because teams figured them out. Like, you don't give them, if they don't snowball and get a ton of early kills, the supports suddenly fall behind massively, and that's exactly what happened this game. All you have to do against this dual roam kind of strategy is minimize the casualties. The dual roam got really one kill the entire early game, like first 10 minutes of this game. It was that one disruption arrow on mid lane. Other than that, bottom lane, they got nothing. There was a kill on top later on, but that wasn't until much later and didn't really have to do with the support's dual roaming. So OG just well-versed in dealing with these aggressive support rotations, and FY and DDC just didn't get the job done this game.
Yeah, there's a gem picked up now on Ghost, so we are going to see Vici Gaming do their best to reestablish a bit of map control here. But still, it's an uphill battle. That's for sure. Manta coming on end. As far as other item progression, you can take a general look around. Ana about to become a real big problem. Orchid about to be picked up with already +4 on the Bloodstone charge count, up to 16. And a double damage run in the bottle. He will be very likely to get 2 or 3 kills in the next fight.
Oh yeah, he's scary. They can go on someone like Naga now, pre-Manta style, and burst her down before she can even get a sleep off, potentially, so... This is looking like a game for Storm to really shine in the late game, and then you've just got S4 who needs to just catch a hero or two. TB is just going to be reliably dishing out damage. 4.2k gold on No Tail, so before they go for any kind of game-ending push, he's more than likely going to look to spend that money, pick up a Skadi or pick up some kind of pushing item.
Well, it's the duel of the scans around the Roshan pit. Dire scan will connect towards the tail end there as Fly creeped in. But he's going to still get into position here for a deep ward, securing some vision. Not really the best Roshan lineup for OG, but they do have the Terrorblade, who's decent at least. And I imagine if they get a kill, they'll walk into that pit. Nothing doing just yet, though.
They could really just walk in and take Roche fine. They're just scared of like Naga coming, sleeping them, and stealing an Aegis. Or I don't even think Naga can set up a team fight around Roshan for them with sleep. I think it's just like the Aegis still is really the play to make if you're Naga and they go for Roche. But right now, Naga is not even anywhere nearby, just pushing out the top lane, and Roche control very firmly in the hands of OG if they want it. Alright, No-Tail, time to spend some money. Will be a Skadi pickup for No-Tail.
Just straight naked Scotty, why not? Well, not naked, but straight up, complete purchase, I mean to say.
Yeah, didn't buy any of the stat items or anything. Just deciding whether or not he needed it, and interesting seeing no Dragonlance. Like most Terrorblades, I'm always seeing Dragonlance on, but I guess this game he just felt like the faster Manta style will give him some more pushing power.
I mean, this is ultimately going to be the better like late game build. You don't have to sell that Dragonlance to get a true tier 3, tier 4 item.
Yeah. Dragonlance doesn't help you farm any faster. It just helps you maybe push in a bit of a safer way. But I don't think at any point did he really feel under threat. That he's died 0 times. So, and that really says it all.
At any sense of urgency for OG, or do you just feel like they can farm, 30 minutes if they want to before they try and end this game?
No urgency, because Vici Gaming have so little access to farm on the map. Naga's not even pulling ahead of anyone in terms of farm. Jug is staying behind Slaughter. Miranda's not finishing the Ag Scepter in timely fashion. So I think it's just... That's why they even wait to take Roche, because I think they wanted to wait till they had the items they needed to push high ground, and then they'll go. Like, Storm gets the Orchid, even a Plate Mail. No-Tail gets his Skadi, and now they're going to try to put themselves in a position to actually get a lane of racks with Aegis. They just didn't want to take Aegis too early and then be like, oh, we have Aegis, but we're not ready to push.
No-Tail S4 and Ana all into the pit now. And it seems it will be an uncontested Roche, just a Naga illusion worming her way in, won't even get there in time. No contest, so Storm is going to get a very fast Aegis. With basically like the perfect timing to snowball here. Has the plate mail picked up, can work on the Shiva's guard. And has 2 lives to work with as well as the Grave, so potentially 3. This is not looking great for Vici, I gotta tell you guys.
No, it's getting more and more rated. I mean, looking at the net worth graph, the last like 5 minutes has been slightly Vici Gaming. Oh, they've got a bit of gold here or there, but it's a bit of a red herring. I mean, there was a tower at some point there that was pushed while Vici Gaming, or while OG were elsewhere on the map, and OG, just their map control and their itemization right now is such that they can get so much done.
Aether Lens for DDC, Blink for End.
S4 even has the counter to the Jug Omni Slash now with the Yule, so there's no option to like try burst someone like the Axe, who's the hero you can lock down and initiate because of this Yule Scepter.
The one thing Vici do have going for them, I guess, is the Psalm. If you get too cocky diving, maybe they will be punished, but they've got a lot of insurance policies, so it'll have to be an extreme overextension. They put No-Tail up in front, S4 by his side, prepared to bodyguard or initiate as the situation requires, but it's just the Storm who goes in first. With a quick jump onto Yang, gets up the silence. He does manage to blink back. The Psalm is committed to keep Yang in fighting shape. Do they look to turn this? They have not brought the Aegis down. They have not dealt with No-Tail. So now the Psalm's been committed for very little. Just a spot of mana from Ana. And OG took to work on this melee racks. S4 there. The Radiant Solutions are a bit of a nuisance as they jump in with Yang to initiate blinking and then forcing away. Gets off the crush, but can't do a whole lot to slow this push down. Now, Ana going hard, straight onto DDC, looking for the kill. Will end up finding it together with the Axe, and now they already brought down the melee racks. They look for a bit more. Jerax getting up the stomp low, but not dead yet. The Grave comes through from Fly to keep him alive, and Yang, he will give chase. The crush, that's on 3. Pretty damn good, but do they have the follow-up? No, the counter initiation from S4 holds, goes to position, keeps that Lady Naga in check, and brings her down in the end, and will unveil the Omni Slash and finally gets the kill. It's only the little Dazzle though. He will pay. Yang again with the crush, again on 3, but no follow-up coming through just yet. Ghost, he has rejoined the fight here, had to buy back for this. They've already lost the melee racks. They won't even get through the Aegis, let alone get a core kill, and that's it, GoDz. Disastrous for Vici.
They just get the dazzle because of an arrow, and the Jug bought a blink dagger just for that fight. So the arrow lands on poor Dazzle. Jug's like, sweet, I've got a kill. That's a target that won't be great because he's stunned. Let's take what we can get and kill a poor little Dazzle. Fly's just like, not like this, but OG, very safe, disciplined, high ground sieging. That's like the OG staple, and from here, they still have enough duration on this Aegis. If they want to go for another Rax, they have Metamorph in 30 seconds. They can just push once again.
Ana is really not afraid of a whole lot right now. He just blew all his mana to get to the top lane to kill a creep wave. Actually jumped directly over two Vici Gaming heroes and just goes back to farming. And with 19 Bloodstone charges and an Aegis, why the hell not?
He's actually going to be full mana in about, what, 40 seconds or something, probably. It's not going to take long for him to be back in fighting shape. I was looking at this like, oh, Stormstone mana, he might have to heal up before they push. And I saw his mana regen, I was like, oh wait, no, he's actually more than okay.
And speaking of that mana, he is well above the 50% mark. Just going to spend a little more here to clear out the wave. No tail goes back for the Dragon Lance after the Scotty Manta.
You know, I think he actually just forgot Dragon Lance was in the game. That's my assessment of this. Maybe he just legitimately didn't want to buy the item, but it's such an amazing cost-effective item. He probably just was like, oh, I didn't buy Dragon Lance. Whoops. Let's get that.
Meanwhile, Ana, he's remembered what items to buy on his Storm, and he takes full advantage of them. Finds another kill. Shiva's, I believe, flying in on the courier right now. Indeed it is, as OG continue to cruise forward in game one. Vici looking completely outgunned. The arrow comes through. It's again a nice snipe, but is it going to be enough? Doesn't seem like there's follow-up just yet. FY has the Ags now. And, you know, we've seen so many games, GoDz, especially at TI, where that, like, 20-minute Ags on a Mirana support just completely turned the game. But is it going to be enough here? It's 31 minutes in OG, a whole lot tankier. FY will look to debut it, jumping under No Tail, brings him low, but can't finish him off. And No Tail, in the end, survives. The GG, quickly called. Vici Gaming will tap out. They have been outgunned, outmanned, and outplayed here in game number one.
Well, OG, very solid stuff here. This is just... I mean, this is in a lot of ways like a classic OG game. It's a different roster, a few new players coming in, but S4 crushing his 1v1 lane as you should as an Axe versus Slaughter, and then he just came online, took control as... I mean, that's what S4 wants to do, be able to tempo control, and he was on a hero with great early game farm. Giving him a 1v1 matchup really suited OG, because of the fact they just didn't give up any kills in their tri lane. That tri lane was really where OG won the game. Giving up no kills to a Shadow Demon Mirana Jug lane was just crippling for Vici Gaming.
Well, a great showing here. And OG, overall, I think even coming into this match, both of us, we would have said we favored OG. Vici Gaming looks shaky even in their opening match. And they have not really done anything to dissuade me of that impression moving forward. We've seen great individual play, GoDz, but it has not felt like a consistent, coherent team with like a clear game plan for match.
Yeah, we'll see if FY's got a game 2 plan. It's one of those things where Vici Gaming, when they've won, it looks like it's been really impressive. Then some of the games where they've fallen short, it's been like, they kind of just, what were they doing a bit? So we'll see if Vici Gaming show up in game 2. There's been a lot of comebacks, like where teams who have lost game 1 went on to win the series. It's happened in a huge number of series here at MDL. So by no means are Vici Gaming out of this one yet.
All right, guys, game 1 in the books. It's a best-of-3 showdown in lower bracket of MDL Autumn 2016 action. We'll continue after this. Stick around. We'll be back.